I'm the victim here, not you or you or you.
No, no, no. You say it to me yourself. This thing of darkness, I acknowledge mine.
This thing of darkness, I acknowledge mine.
This thing of darkness, do I acknowledge mine?
This thing of darkness, I acknowledge mine. Say it!
This thing of darkness, do I acknowledge. But this is so much greater than me. This is Shakespeare's final work. It's very well, in many ways, Shakespeare uses Prospero to mirror his own retirement. Prospero's return to Milan mirrors Shakespeare's own retirement and return to Stratford after the trials and tempests of the London stage. I mean, beyond all things, he's laying to rest the symbol of the books that have brought fame and the symbol of magic, of the writer's magic art. Hello?
Sorry.
Thank you. The pen. He's laying the pen and the books he wrote with it that have brought him so much fame to rest forever. Incredible, don't you think?
This is his final statement?
This is his final statement.
For a final statement, we seem to be finding a lot of holes. Even your inflated ego can't fill them in a satisfactory manner. So why don't we just give up?
When will we have a final statement? We need a final statement. This is my exam text. These guys have got their IOCs in 2 weeks. With all these multiple interpretations, I'm starting to feel the stress. We must have a finished statement.
Well, we can't even agree on one way to interpret the work. I'd call this rehearsal, this whole play, over. No actor, teacher, expert playwright can ever give you a complete statement. We may as well all go home. What's the use? I must eat my dinner.
Wait. I would, were I human.
We all know you'd like to be more human, you dork. Without spark notes, you're nothing. Finito. So long. I'm starving.
No, wait. Is this the complete statement?
Is what the complete statement?
I would, were I human.
Would what? Spit it out! You haven't had any trouble till now.
Would release them. To pardon is human.
Forgiveness is divine.
And I would were I human. It's what Ariel says. The shortest of lines, but the complete statement. Putting the truth into the mouth of the servant.
Oh, brave new world that has such creatures in it.
Exactly. What powerful human eyes are too stubborn to see. Ariel the spirit can see. It takes the servants
And the women to voice the truth.
Our Father which art in heaven. Could the last interpretation be a Christian allegory?
The Bible is the most quoted text of all, especially in Shakespeare's day.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven.
On this island, this rock, as it is in heaven.
The Lord's Prayer asks for forgiveness for oneself and for one's enemies.
Forgive us our trespasses.
Forgive us our trespasses.
As we forgive those who trespass against us.
Prospero must forgive at the end of the play.
And be forgiven.
It's the hardest part.
Forgiving yourself.
But does Prospero truly forgive his brother at the end of the play?
In a way,
I do forgive thy rankest fault. All of them.
But I noticed how his traitorous brother says nothing in response. Does he feel remorse for casting us out?
He agrees to the terms of Prospero's terms. It's a done deal.
The play doesn't end there.
But the play doesn't end here. I mean, they could just go off sailing into an Italian sunset, but no. It is clear that there's something hanging unresolved in the air.
Prospero says in the epilogue, "My ending is despair, unless
Unless what?
he be relieved by prayer. Prayer that pierces so that it assaults mercy itself."
Again, the concept of pardon.
Oh, please, pardon me. I just want to get out of here now. Rehearsal should have ended 5 minutes ago.
So, Shakespeare pushes Prospero's character even further in the epilogue. It's not just the quality of the mercy. It's a burden of mercy that blesses both ways. At the end of the play, he has to ask the audience to forgive himself.
Forgive us our trespasses.
As we forgive those who trespass against us.
Prospero must forgive at the end of the play.
And be forgiven.
It's the hardest part.
Forgiving yourself.
But does Prospero truly forgive his brother at the end of the play?
In a way,
I do forgive thy rankest fault. All of them.
But I noticed how his traitorous brother says nothing in response. Does he feel remorse for casting us out?
He agrees to the terms of Prospero's terms. It's a done deal.
The play doesn't end there.
but the play doesn't end here. I mean, they could just go off sailing into an Italian sunset, but no. It is clear that there's something hanging unresolved in the air.
Prospero says in the epilogue, "My ending is despair, unless
Unless what?
he be relieved by prayer. Prayer that pierces so that it assaults mercy itself."
Again, the concept of pardon.
Oh, please, pardon me. I just want to get out of here now. Rehearsal should have ended 5 minutes ago.
So, Shakespeare pushes Prospero's character even further in the epilogue. It's not just the quality of the mercy. It's a burden of mercy that blesses both ways. At the end of the play, he has to ask the audience to forgive himself. To release himself, sorry.
When you're alone.
When you're alone, stuck on an island, the only one left to forgive,
Is yourself.
he has to lower himself.
He cannot move on until he has heard their enjoyment. The audience's applause at the end of the play acts like the wind filling his sails.
And it looks like I can get down from this table till I'm excused.
I think he's asking for more.
I think he's asking for more than just a round of applause.
That's all I'm asking for.
Prayer that assaults mercy. A seemingly paradoxical statement. Shakespeare loved those. Frank Kermode was much taken by that line. It's prayer that assaults mercy.
Looks like we're back to assaults.
In attempting to assault me, what were you asking for?
Progeny?
And acceptance. Acceptance is freedom.
In the end, we do see that all characters are held both against their own will, but also through their own will.
So you no longer look to me to blame all of your own faults on.
Oh, calm. One definition of assault gives us the concluding stage of an attack in which close combat has occurred with the enemy.
The thing is, there's no fighting in this play. Here we are, and we can't even agree on who the main villain of this play is. Even these villains lack villainy. This whole play is just one big anticlimax.
To forgive,
To know your enemy.
to know your enemy is to know yourself. To call yourself out. So let's do that here. At the end of the play, in front of the audience?
Ignorance, blind submission, self-deception.
Anger, indignation, foolishness.
Vanity, pride, and clinging to what I think I know best.
But can we free ourselves from them simply by naming them?
There's hope in the epilogue. That having mercy, even for ourselves,
Especially for ourselves.
Frees all faults.
Not just others' faults.
All
faults.
our own faults too.
Is that an admission of guilt?
Shh! Enough!
Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Released. And this insubstantial pageant's fading, past project complete, and the bells of graduation are calling.
Is it over? Finally! How many hours do you think they'll put me down for?
Guys, just one question. What's our reflective statement?
As you from crimes,
And my ending is despair.
and my ending is despair, lest I be relieved by prayer.
Which pierces.
So that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults.
As you from crimes would pardoned be,
Let your indulgence set me free.
as you from crimes would pardoned be,
Let your indulgence set
Me
Free.
me free.
Big clap, please. Keep going. Oh, fuck. Can you take a picture? Just stay up there on the stairs, guys. We've got to get a photo as well.
yes, it's